Greetings Duelist and welcome to Quick Cards. Today we'll be covering the newest card announced for Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection Pack 2020, High Rate Draw. That's right, it's a draw card. The card effect is as follows. You can use the second effect with this card's name only once per turn. 1. Destroy 2 or more monsters you control, and if you do, draw 1 card for every 2 destroyed that way. 2. During your opponent's main phase, if this card is in your GY, you can target 1 monster you control, destroy that monster, and if you do, set this card to your field, but banish this card when it leaves the field. The card effect is a little bit expensive. I'm wanting to say anyone who wants to use this card is using it more for the destruction than the draw effect. I just don't think there's ever a situation where someone destroys 4 cards to draw 2. But that's besides the point. The main selling point is that this thing can activate during your opponent's main phase to destroy a monster you control, which is useful. Now, let's talk about the kind of cards that this thing benefits. Firstly, no-brainer, things that like destruction. There are a plethora of archetypes that like destruction. Of note, Unchained Fire King and Yang Zing, and also a friendly reminder that scraps and Graydles do still exist. There aren't a lot of cards that work with normal traps outside of things like Trap Tricks and Paleozoic. It's unlikely, but it is a possible avenue to explore, I guess. And then, since this card is so good at getting rid of your own monsters, things that like an empty field, like Psyframes, maybe. Expanding on the empty field point, the reason it's good at clearing your field is because the card says you must destroy 2 or more, so at least 2, but not multiples of 2. So you can destroy 3 monsters or, God forbid, 5 monsters. If you include the extra monster zone, I guess you could say 6, so you could draw 3 off of it, but let's not go there. Anyway, the point is you can get rid of all of your monsters, no matter how many you have on the field. The reason I mentioned Graydles is because I like Graydles. Graydles already have Graydles Slime, which is a good way to a relatively consistent way to destroy your Graydle monsters by monster effect. They also have Graydle Impact, which is a relatively consistent way of destroying your monsters by spell effect. What they are lacking is a relatively consistent way to destroy their monsters by trap effect for stuff like Graydle Cobra, which is where High Rate Draw could possibly come in. High Rate Draw banishes itself after it's set by its own effect, but if you have access to level 8 synchros, like Graydles do, you could make Psyframe Lord Omega to return it back to the graveyard to use its effect once again. Maybe not recommended, but it's possible. Last point to cover, this card is an inherent minus. High Rate Draw loses you cards every time you activate it. It's all we can do to lose less cards every time that happens. In the spirit of destruction, hashtag Lord Varus, you could play Supply Squad. Destroy some of your monsters, draw 1 card off High Rate Draw, draw an additional card off of Supply Squad. Not the worst. Say for example you use High Rate Draw to destroy 2 of your monsters to draw a card. If you have Supply Squad on the field, including High Rate Draw that you've used 3 cards to draw 2. Not bad. On the other hand, Pendulum archetypes could provide the high monster cost required to play this card. In case I wasn't clear, Mild Turkey is just here as a placeholder, please don't actually use Mild Turkey. That's all for today. This has been Quick Cards. I'm danroe, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.